What's going on, guys? gfunkyboxing. It's prediction time. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We got a busy weekend, so I'm going to try to bust these predictions out for you guys. So stick around for those and make sure you look out for those. I'm going to start off with the middleweight unification bout this weekend in Japan with Triple G, Gennady Golovkin versus Murata. Will Murata show Father Time is coming for Triple G, or is Triple G still elite at 160 pounds? Let's break it down, guys. First things first, let's go over the tail of the tape here. Let's start with the WBA champion, Murata. 16 victories, 2 defeats, 13 of those victories coming by knockout. Fights out of the orthodox stance, height 6 feet tall, reach 75. Pretty big guy. Golovkin now 41-1, no draws, 36 big KOs by knockout, 5'10", 70-inch reach, and he also fights out of the orthodox stance. So we have a same or closed stance fight here, however you want to look at it. And you know me, man, I go over the strengths and weaknesses, and then I come up with my prediction. So let's get into it, man. Let's start with the WBA middleweight champion, Murata. Some of the things that I like from him. Has a pretty tight high guard that he fights out of. Keeps good balance, one foot in front of the other, and keeps his feet planted very well because he is a power puncher. He does look to hurt guys with punches, try to get you out of there. So those feet have to be planted in order to generate the kind of power he wants in those shots. Physically, I feel like he's very strong as well. In his last fight against Butler, I believe his name was, he looked like he came out, established control of the ring right away, was physically able to get him going on the back foot. So I feel like he is pretty strong physically. He's younger than Golovkin, 36 years old, as Golovkin is 40. And he's fighting in his backyard. He's going to have a lot of support, and that can go a long way for a fighter, especially in a big fight. And this is a big fight. Like I said, middleweight unification here. Now let's go over to the IBF champion, Gennady Golovkin. His strengths. He fights out of the traditional stance, which is, like left hand will be the lead hand. Kind of keeps it out in front. Keeps that right hand near the face to block. That's more the traditional type stance. He's also very well balanced. He's always in position to punch, take a punch, get out of the way of a punch. And that's one of the big strengths of his, I believe. He's shown a great chin over the years, and that's also because he stays in great condition. He's not one of these guys that drains himself to make weight. The jab of Golovkin, I really like his jab. He uses it very well. He can use it in many different ways, but once he gets it going, he's pretty hard to beat. I feel like he throws much better combinations than his opponent. Again, once that jab gets established, he can hook off of it. He can throw, 1-2s straight down the pike with that right hand, come over the top with that kind of an overhand, weird kind of punch he likes to throw sometimes. Even uppercuts off of jabs, throws good left hooks to the body, which I think will be a key in this fight. He just throws better combinations. I think his defense is better also. Now, Golovkin is not a defensive wizard, but I feel like his defense is better than Murata's defense. Obviously, he's more experienced in the bigger fights, so he's got some advantages, I believe, against Murata here. Now, some weaknesses, let's go back to Murata here. I feel like he's very slow, man, with his punches. Golovkin's not a speedy guy, but I feel like Murata is much slower with his punches than Triple G. Feet aren't very fast either. Watching him again in his fights, very plodding at times, and feet aren't the fastest. And the guard, like I said, I feel like there's some give and take there with his high guard. It's not very active, and he doesn't move his head very much, or his upper body. Mostly just tries to block with the arms and the gloves. But there are holes in there, and I feel like people can take advantage of that. We've seen that in his last fight, and I think we're going to see that in this fight as well. And also, I think he's very predictable with his shots. I noticed not a lot of creativity on those combinations. Most of the time when he's throwing that jab, you can almost guarantee your right hand's coming behind it. And he's got a decent right hand, but again, he doesn't disguise it very well. Not very creative with the punches, you know. So I think that's going to be an issue here in this fight against Golovkin. Now, Triple G, I want to say, I don't think he's like the best on the inside when it comes to inside fight. I think he's more of a mid-range guy who likes to get distance and get his range on his shots. So if Murata can get inside and work a little bit, I feel like he might have a slight advantage there. Sometimes Golovkin can get a little front foot heavy, which puts him in that counter punch range, which is why guys like counter punchers always give him trouble in fights. And that's something that Murata isn't, though. He's not a counter puncher. He's a come forward power punch guy, pressure guy. A thing that I definitely want to include in this is ring rust. Golovkin's been out of the ring a long time. He's 40 years old. We'll see if he'll be able to shake that rust off. Might have a few iffy rounds early, but I think he's going to get established mid to late rounds and take over this fight. So really the question is here is, again, like I asked earlier, will Murata show that Father Time is on its way for Golovkin? And in my opinion, I don't think so. I think once Triple G gets that jab established, the fight, he's going to take over the fight, I believe. And again, with Murata's very little head movement, upper body movement, I believe he's going to start getting picked apart rounds around 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it's going to start to get ugly. And I feel like Triple G is going to win this fight. Unanimous decision, 12 rounds. I feel like Murata, again, will put up a pretty decent fight early, but he has, again, a lot of trouble with guys that could jab. I seen that in his last fight as well. And Golovkin in his last fight, hopefully I'm saying the guy's name right, Sumatra or something like that. He fought behind a hard guard as well, but his guard was a lot more active than Murata's. He would move his hands around to pick shots off, did move his head and upper body, but Golovkin was still able to establish that jab and start to unleash those nice combinations. Golovkin is very creative with the way he throws his combinations. I like it, and I feel like it's going to be just a matter of time once he gets that jab established on Murata that we're going to start to see him paint job this guy into a unanimous decision. I feel like Murata is strong enough to go 12 without being stopped here, but I'm going to favor Golovkin, and I'm going to pick Golovkin to win this fight over in Japan, the land of the rising sun. And I think, like I said, it should be entertaining for the first 3 to 4 rounds or so, and then I see Golovkin taking over here. So that's the way I see it here, guys. Again, I don't want fanboys coming here and get in their feelings and things like that. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know if you agree, disagree. I will be doing a post-fight call-in show for this, so make sure that you guys are there for that one. And again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see that one. So with that said, guys, I'm going to end this one. I'm going to get to work on the Ryan Garcia fight. And see you guys on the next one. I'm out.